Welcome to Counterpoint. Well, Congress is trying to rejuvenate itself from the defeat it faced during the last state assembly election. There is one face whose role has attained very much importance in the entire rejuvenating process. He is Goa's longest serving chief minister, and he is also now playing a role as a leader of opposition. We have amongst us Pratap Singh Rane, who has served Goa for more than 3 decades and who is one of the oldest and one of the longest serving legislator right now in the state legislative assembly. Sir, welcome to Counterpoint. Sir, after being in power for so many years, how do you feel yourself that you are in leader of opposition's shoes and you are holding that?
Well, to be elected does not mean one is in power, or to be elected with the responsibility of the government. You have been given responsibility to serve the people. You are servant number one. And therefore, opposition as well as ruling, right to have a separate thought or to disagree is a fundamental right enshrined in our constitution and democracy.
You have stepped in this position little after Manohar Parrikar's role there.
Right.
So, is there anything that you compare yourself with Manohar Parrikar, because he was also one of the most successful leader of opposition?
Each one has his own way of working. I was a leader of the opposition earlier also, somewhere before 2005. And now also I am leader of the opposition. And I feel that each one has his own way of doing things, own way of operation. I have my own way. And I feel that one should not compare oneself with another person.
He was very much vociferous and people used to notice him.
Well, I believe in doing things personally, doing things in whatever the role I have to play in the assembly, as well as meeting the people, hearing their grievances, etc., and trying to ameliorate their difficulties.
Your experience in power, your experience as a legislator all these years, is it helping you to be a good leader of opposition?
Well, it does help to a certain extent because you know what is happening in the government. And one need not always harangue at the government because one sees the shortcomings. You see, it is power to the people, and the people are also responsible. When they elect a government, they must see that the government functions. And if there are shortcomings, if there is anything that we can contribute and point out the difficulties of the people, I do that.
But you don't believe in coming out with documents on the floor of the House and RTA and exposing government with those documents?
No, the question is, we cannot harangue all the time, but if there is something wrong, we have to point out. And I believe in pointing out. In fact, in the last session, I brought so many cut motions pointing out where there are shortcomings are, and the government many times has agreed that they would do so, certain things. Now we have to see how the assurances they have given are fulfilled.
Does Parrikar consults you any time at this point of time as when he's a CM, how to rule or how to take
No,
decisions?
I don't think I need to advise him. I don't think so. I should advise anybody.
He's doing a good job.
Well, that the people have to decide. I am not as a singular person. Finally, being in the opposition, if I say something, then it may be misunderstood. Therefore, let the people are the best judges. In a democracy, it is the people, people's government, and the people decide.
So there was some glitches in floor coordination there during last assembly session, wherein once some people moved out and they boycotted the session, but you are still sitting there and then you moved out.
No, I may have had some question to be asked or certain thing, and then I went out. It was all decided by because we disagreed with certain things like certain taxation measures or something like that. It might have been that way. So I wanted to make myself clear why we would be going out and not be a party to such a decision.
So you wanted to make a point and then move
Yes,
out.
go out. That's
Because
right.
since it's
That's
seen by
right.
everyone, you
Yes,
wanted your point
yes.
to be known.
Point, because people should know why we went out.
Sir, there is also lack of coordination between your members. We saw the Alex Reginald saying something and Marvin Gudino getting up and he himself objecting to his calling attention motion. Are these differences not ironed out before someone enters?
No, I
assembly?
mean, these are some small minor things. I don't see anything wrong in that. I mean, people can disagree, and put up their point of view. It's all right. I mean, so long as it is the rule of the majority and the majority accepts it.
But before going to the floor, don't you all discuss
We
the
discussed
strategies?
that. We did discuss things. We do meet. But being only 1/4 the size of the assembly, we are a small group. And there are certain independents who also agree with us. But we are supposed to highlight the more important points and more requirements that the state needs in its development.
Though you are a very small group of 9 legislators, majority of the legislators are experienced. Doesn't that help you in being a good opposition?
Yes, it does help, and our boys have highlighted certain things. Now it is up to the government to accept or not to.
Sir, a legislator like Digambar Kamath, who was immediately past Chief Minister of Goa,
That's right.
he doesn't seems to be coming out openly against anything on the floor of the House.
No, you don't. Being in the opposition does not mean everything you should be against. You see, it was a budget session. Government was putting forward its budget second time, and whatever we have to say, we have said. But if you look at advanced democracies, you don't see people haranguing each other. I've been in London, I have seen Parliament functioning. They do say things and voice their opinions, the opposition people, the independents, etc., etc. But of course, different democracies, different parliaments and different legislatures have their own way.
But when the issue of CCP came that time, all those, even your legislators were in the hall, actually in the well of the assembly.
No, that we wanted to highlight. Some of the members felt they're extra vociferous, so they wanted to highlight. But it's not, we can highlight by even mentioning in the House.
So you disagree with their move, or you?
No, it's a one way of doing things that has been done in this country. But as far as possible, we should not obstruct the functioning of the House.
That's why you didn't join them in the floor.
No, I mean, these are young people, they get excited, they go out. But they have not been very obstructive as such.
How do you rate performance of Vijay Sardesai in the assembly? He has been like one-man opposition on behalf of independents there.
Yeah, he's also quite good. He also brings about certain highlights, the points that need to be raised, you see. These are new people coming into the assembly. This is first time. I mean, he has been doing a commendable job.
Also, Congress coordinates with him as far as a joint opposition.
No, we
is concerned,
coordinate with everybody.
except ruling.
Pardon?
Except few people from ruling, because few people from ruling also were acting like opposition. at some
No,
point
they were
of
not.
time.
See, you have to highlight the problems of the people, discuss them, debate them.
How do you rate performance of Manohar Parrikar government? You had said give me 1 year, 1.5 years. It's almost 1.5 years past.
Yeah, but there are difficulties the government is facing, and today, as you see, the economy is very bad. The government has suffered because of mining You see there is a slowdown in the world economy as well as the fuel prices have gone up, they try to control them, and I feel that the government has to now, in its working, see that they take everybody into confidence and take everybody with them as far as they are concerned. Because we find many times there are complaints from our local groups, local workers, NGOs, etc., that certain forms, etc., are not made available to them. There should be, the helping the downtrodden. We need not go all the way to the ministers when they need these largely Lakshmi forms or forms for the Griha Aadhar and other forms.
You mean to say they are just giving to their own legislators from
That
their own
should
party?
not, I do not know, I mean, I am told that.
What about your constituency? Are you getting
My
forms?
constituency also, the forms are not made available to some people. Just yesterday I asked the minister to give me some forms so that I can make them available to people. Because, one should not discriminate there.
So you spoke about bad economy because of mining crisis.
There are crises, and a lot of things are happening. You see, in this globalized world, whatever happens elsewhere does affect us.
You sympathize with Parrikar right now because he's going through very bad economic situation and still
No, I mean,
managing
this
it.
economy is bad, and somehow we have to see how we can get things moving.
Sir, if you were chief minister at this point of time wherein there is no revenue coming from mining industry, would you have been able to run the government properly with such kind of less revenue?
Well, we'll have to work out things. Unfortunately, during my time, such things never happened. But now that things happen, we have our own party people also have gone along with the all-party delegation and met the Prime Minister, etc. Unfortunately, the matter is in court. So we have to see what the decision of the Supreme Court is.
One question which you didn't answer, sir. How do you rate performance of Parrikar government? It's good, bad, fair?
No, it's too premature for me. As I said, it is the people who have to decide, not we. We are opposition members.
But still you must be having your own opinion.
No, I will not see. I say the people should decide.
And
The people are the best judges.
what is the feedback from people for you as far as…
You are a journalist, you should know. I am not going to say anything.
Last election, you said, if we recall correctly, you said this is my last election and I will not contest again from the assembly. And there were also talks that you would be promoted to a level of governor somewhere in some states. So, do you still feel that you are not going to contest next
See,
election?
I'm a farmer by profession, I cannot leave so many things and just become a governor or anything like that. And I don't think there are many more intelligent people and people experienced in administration who can occupy that place. They are coming from bigger states. Nobody has offered me anything like that, and I don't think it's improper for me to say anything on these things.
But would you contest again from Porium constituency?
Well, if the party gives a ticket and it's still far away, there are 3 years.
If you decide not to contest, who would be your political heir for that constituency?
I cannot, you see, one cannot decide on who should be the successor and who should not be. This is not my private property.
Okay, we wanted to know, Vishwajit Rane became a successful leader in Sattari. He rose to the level of minister. Did you groom him or he became a leader on his own?